One thing good about giving a talk this afternoon is addressing the audience who have just finished lunch. It's an honor to be one of the presenters, and I welcome this opportunity to be able to share with you my experience, long years of experience. So I'm a big historian. I have a question for you. What connects the world? I'd say that's partly true because you can't send physical packages through Skype, but certainly you can send love through Skype. So my answer to that question, what connects the world, is technology and logistics. That's my background. Logistics refers to the movement of goods across locations over a time, a certain cost, and providing the enabling services. In the old times, logistics would refer to providing supplies during the war. And later on, you know, movement of supplies would have changed from warfare related to business. Technology and logistics have come a long way. Communication is now instantaneous. Video conferencing used to be science fiction. Now with smartphones, and I see everybody having smartphones, can make video conferencing happen. A smartphone connected to the internet can do a great many things, barring exceptions like making people smarter. The physical part of logistics will continue to be restricted by our vessels, by the size of vessels. But the software and processes behind it would continuously evolve towards improving efficiency. Those of you who know me, and I have my women leaders in the audience, would understand my bias towards technology, aviation, and logistics. It is, after all, the field I've been in for the entire life of my career. My current company, Champ, C-H-A-M-P, as in champion, Cargosystems, provides the most comprehensive range of IT integrated solutions and distribution services for the global air logistics. Champ advocates connected thinking for the air cargo community. Headquartered in Luxembourg with offices in other cities in Europe, in Atlanta, and in Asia, Champ, 10 years ago, decided to set up its IT solutions operations in Manila. And I am lucky to have helped them set up the company. So today, we have 200 people in the workforce, and I am proud that the Filipino IT professionals have contributed to the evolution of Champ products that, I must say, power world trade and commerce. You know, in the early introduction of IT in the country, the field was a path rarely taken by women. It was male-dominated. Computer science was not offered in college then. I am an economics degree graduate. As if daring fate, I opted to learn computer programming, and I chose the most difficult, low-level programming language that has a very strong correspondence with the machine code instructions, or I must say, it's a language that is closest to the machine language. I started my career in IT early on at the advent of online systems in the Philippines. It was in PAL when I started my IT experience, and it was honed in Philippine Airlines. I started at the lowermost as a junior programmer assigned to maintain one of the first online systems in the country. Is the Philippine Airlines reservation system, known then as Pacers. Dealing with systems drives one to work with excellence. After all, as we know, systems either work or do not work. The discipline in IT had developed in me a passion for excellence early on. I prided myself in my codes being compiled without errors because computer time then was a luxury. I remember having to sleep on boxes of computer forms, and this was 40 pounds ago, while waiting for my turn to run my program on the mainframe. Program listings and user reports were generated on continuous forms. The entirety of our code base was stored in huge magnetic media in a very large cold computer room. Nowadays, the same code base would fit in a tiny flash drive. It is currently unimaginable to print codes on paper. Otherwise, we would be contributing to the further denudation of our forests. When technology was busy building electronic versions of current products, systems were simply used to enable business. Each system was standalone and monolithic. Each new technology was simply an electronic version of the original. Shopping became online shopping, mails became emails, commerce, e-commerce, airline documents became e-tickets, e-boarding passes, e-airway bills. And for a time, it was simply prefixing anything with an E to make it sound like new technology. Eventually, just like people, connection between systems started happening. I was in PAL in mid-80s when a novel idea was conceived to service customers better. The concept was to provide a network of facilities for our passengers to pay for domestic tickets via a major bank's ATM network. Electronic banking then was not ready. In mid-90s, PAL was looking at redirecting all calls across the US into Manila. Another concept that was revolutionary, unconventional, and new. It was named Call Divert. Data transmission technology then was not just ready, besides being exorbitantly expensive. It would take a decade for PAL's Call Divert to become reality. It was the very same model of today's call centers. With IT, I was inspired to think beyond boundaries and explore things that were never done before. Technology wasn't going forward just for the sake of going forward. Customer experience was the driving force. Different technologies had to work with each other to complete that experience, more and more companies are allowing other systems to talk with their products and services. Did you know that you can buy medical coverage in Lazada? So systems have been evolving very fast. And as systems became more and more intelligent, they became more and more like people. And like people, these systems need to connect with each other to thrive. So, what do women have to do with IT? Now that I have talked about the landscape and the technical aspects, you're probably wondering, so where is the topic on women for the Asian Women's Summit? I mentioned back then it was uncommon for women to be in the field of IT. I am happy and as proud to be part of the generation pushing forward technology, both technology and women participation in the field. And we have come a long way. Our Commission on Higher Education says 41% of those taking IT-related courses are women. Champ Manila office has that same ratio. This indicates a good number of qualified young women join the IT workforce. By 2018, the Philippines was the only Asian country to make it to top 10 of the women of the World Economic Forum's Global Gender Gap Index. And that's something that we should all be proud of. So what do women in general bring to business? More and more women are in leading tech companies. Sheryl Sandberg, Facebook COO, Jeannie Rometty, IBM CEO, Ruth Porrett, Alphabet Google CFO and SVP, Amy Hood, Microsoft CEO EVP, and haha, Utchie Angeles, Champ Cargosystems Philippines Managing Director. In advanced countries, laws are being passed to mandate diversity in company boards. Boards prefer that there are no mandates, but where mandates are observed, companies experience impressive boardroom diversity has led to strong business outcomes. To the question, what do women have to do with IT? The answer is balance, heart, beauty. So why beauty? Beauty in function because men and women together build software that people love to use. The dichotomy between male and female is a popular and well-worn topic of jokes in popular culture. Jokes are mostly exaggerated and often ridiculous versions of a tiny shred of truth. I only have this one joke behind me today, but take this as an invitation to see the male and female stereotypes and the value we can derive from it. Let's take function. It works. Men are typically perceived as straightforward creatures, preferring tried and tested way of getting things done. Let's take form. It's beautiful. Women are typically and rightfully are associated with beauty and taking the effort to beautify things around them. Men too can be associated with beauty. Both function and form are good things, but when left on their own, can be quite disastrous. A very beautiful product could be utterly useless. Take this phone. Buttons are like a rotary. Just imagine dialing on that thing. On the flip side, straightforward functionalities can be so good that the design could be hideous. Typically, users would want to feel good while using products. This hat protects the user very well from the sun, but looks like even the model is embarrassed to use it. And that's why we need men and women working together, because together they bring balance, heart, beauty in harmony. After all, the connection between man and woman is one of the most fundamental of connections. Earlier, I talked about interconnectivity between systems that has become a major critical success factor in business. This interconnectivity is not powered by technology alone, but also by people behind it. With the power to connect, there's also the great power to disconnect. Social media reconnected long lost friends and relatives. It also introduced us to cyberbullying and online hate. 99% of Filipinos are on at least one social media platform, and that's 99% penetration rate. That power means a single misinformation can spread so fast and can divide so many people apart or create confusion among helpless victims of a calamity, as in Taal. Information exchange is happening very quickly, but now it has become difficult to distinguish which piece of information is true, as in the ongoing panic on coronavirus outbreak. So what does the new decade have in store? An instant pun on 2020 vision. We need to see things with acuity and remind ourselves to take this opportunity to look at things with clarity and positivity. Technology, like most things, are only as good as the people who use it. We need to be good people who build technology and use technology in a way that benefits humankind. We need to ensure we use the connections we have for the greater good. If each one of us consciously takes an effort to share only the facts, the truth, and the good, we can create a tremendous collective impact. Technology can make this world a better place. That same technology can also destroy the world we live in. Anything powerful could be used for great good or for terrible evil. Quoting a Filipina international multi-awarded journalist, it's a completely chaotic time when technology has helped make facts disputable, eroded truth, and crippled trust. That's Maria Ressa, co-founding, owner of Rappler, Times 2019, one of the most influential people. I want to end this talk with a little challenge for all of us. The challenge is not about cutting edge technology or the next killer app. I just want to ask you to be a good, kind end user of technology. The slogan, "Think before you click," was meant to get people to be more responsible online to protect themselves. Let's go a little bit further. Instead of protecting only our online selves, let us be positive forces of change, improvement, and betterment of society and humankind. For fellow women in the industry, let's continue to build technology to benefit our fellows. For us end users of these products and services, let us use this technology for good and to be a positive influence. They say it's better to be kind than to be right. I say, why not be both? This we can do by being mindful of facts and truths while being also kind and being a positive force for everyone around us. Thank you.